Greetings, Light Tribe. Janine Palmer here, Spirit Silver Moon for Divine Heretic Poetic Tales. Going to do a poetry reading today. Just going to read 2 poems from Book 8 from the Divine Heretic Series. And this one is called Divine Heretic Wordsmith. Right, so the first poem is called What Angels Touch. All right, what angels touch becomes infused with light like treasures stored. And when the soul is ready, it may tap into that hoard. Frequencies often hidden until they are ready to be received. Truth and power even greater than anything believed. Treasures when uncovered, a knowing so profound, it shall lift you heavenward floating off the ground. But on this earthly mission to the mother we must ground. There's the cat. Sorry. Because treasure comes from everywhere, just waiting to be found. And when we find, we share them, as the angels would have us do. Sorry. The cat's tails right there. Okay. And maybe, now just maybe, you'll discover you're an angel too. Treasures are experiences, whether perceived as good or bad, until we realize what we learned from them and choose not to be sad. How you share kindness with others says a lot about who you are. Even though you don't remember, you come from the light of the stars. What angels touch is for higher purpose, to help, to guide us home as we wander gathering knowledge through the mystery we roam. Okay. You know, some beings just really think they need attention when you're otherwise engaged. Like this one. Kylie. Okay. All right. The next one is called Detach from Resentment. Not linear, but spiral. And what do we leave behind? Lower vibrational fallacy by cutting the ties which bind. Cutting away illusions, ties, and falsehoods we believed. Trusting ourselves enough to question and walk away for ascension to be achieved. Ego stumbles over logic, but logic cannot explain things of a spiritual nature, our true guiding force upon this plane. Resentment, like a prison, holds so many in its grip until we learn the power of detachment, and through those shackles we will slip. Detachment is a superpower which life sometimes makes us learn to take a step back away from the hurt to the peace for which we yearn. Detachment from others' behavior, even when it cuts to the bone. Detachment from ideas and expectations. Through balance we atone. Detachment from any resentment. Detach from unforgiveness too. These are keys to freedom belonging to me and you. Cat was staring at me. Change your thoughts so creative. To change your perspective, to improve. Your thoughts are creating your reality by the energy that they move. Be at peace with who you are. Be in gratitude night and day. Be a light here in the world. Part of the truth, the light, and the way. Okay, so that's it for today, those 2 poems. And I wanted to talk briefly about something a friend of mine brought up today in conversation, which, okay, this is about, being of service, right? And so you might hear opposing viewpoints, and really it's maybe about something somewhere in the middle, finding that middle ground, perhaps. The middle way. So some people are givers, or people are drawn to them for their energy, for their light, and that person might be helpful, and that person might be empathic. And sometimes we give and give and give in ways that's a little bit too much and we don't realize it. because we're caring and compassionate beings or whatever. And then we can get drained. So we do have to take care of ourselves if we're going to do this helpful work, if we're going to do this healing work, if we're going to be of service. We do have to take care of self. So, and sometimes we need reminders of that because we give too much and we don't realize how drained we are until we're just not feeling well or whatever. So, and then my one friend came in and she said that she saw something from some group that said that people must give, of self, give to others in order to rise. In other words, she almost made it sound like don't focus on yourself. So I think it's the fact that we shouldn't focus too much on ourselves because we do need to be of service and we do need to care about others, but we can't be so much in service or of service and so caring about others that we're not taking care of ourselves. And I had that reminder put in front of me recently, which I needed to hear. But some people maybe aren't in service. They're too focused on, shall we say, things that don't matter as much, but they don't realize it yet. And so a person can be so self-absorbed that they really don't care about other people. Maybe that's what that's talking about, is we really do need to be of service in some way, because if we don't, then we're not going to elevate ourselves, basically, whatever that means. That would be one limited viewpoint or way to look at it or attempt to describe it. So if we're not giving it all, we're staying stuck and we might not realize it. If we're giving too much, then we're not going to be in a place to be able to give. So it's about finding something in the middle that we can take care of self and others. Not one or the other, but both. And I guess that's it for this one today. Thanks for listening.